Hi guys and welcome. This is Kim, independent designer with Chalk Couture and Chalk is Chic. Oh my goodness, this is Ode to the Vintage Truck. I'm going to try my best not to get all emotional about this, but I will not lie. I've been demoing the Vintage Truck with Chalk Couture for almost 3 years. It was not the transfer that sucked me into Chalk Couture. That was I Love You, a Bushel and a Peck. That transfer is the one that sucked me in. But this one is so near and dear to my heart. I demo it live every single Facebook party I have. And so, guys, this is going to be like one for the books for me. We're going to go all out, all in. I'm going to share this a couple of quick places so people can hop on if they want to hop on and watch this. But I am super excited to be able to share it with you tonight. This is going to be, unless I do this like for Watts of Love or something like that, this is going to be the last time I demo this vintage truck live because it, as I know it, is going away. So join me on this journey. It might be a little sad for me. I'm not gonna lie. It might be a little sad because I have literally demoed this vintage truck. I can't even count how many times. I demo it every single Facebook party, and it's not going away. It's just getting an upgrade. But I do want to share with you. Let me show you the actual transfer. It comes out tomorrow. Let me show you really quick. So the brand new transfer actually looks like this. You have two vintage trucks, but you have one going that way, one coming this way. We have amazing truck cutouts that are coming as well. Those will come out on February 16th. And then I'll show you the little add-on. So the little add-on is going to be a little bit different. So you have one size C transfer instead of big size E transfers for every holiday. So it is quite a bit different. It does come out tomorrow with our new catalog launch, but I could not go live and show you the vintage truck as we have known it and loved it for the last almost 3 years since I've been doing this. So that's why we're here. We're going to demo it. We're going to have fun. So I'm going to flip you upside down. We're going to do a little spin and we will have fun. I'm just excited. Let's switch camera versions. And we are going to be working on Ode. I'm just a little bit weepy because this is going to be the last time. I'm going to share this in the event too really quick just in case somebody looks for it there. Sometimes people do. 9 times out of 10 they're going to see it in my page, but we will put it there as well just in case somebody wants to see it. But y'all, I hope you're having a fantastic day. Happy February. Happy Monday. If you're catching this live or on a replay, you can let me know you swung by. Hello, Whitney. I am going to start with our base. So our truck has a couple of moving parts. This is what the former vintage truck looked like. And as you can tell, I'll show you the difference really quick. I do love the upgrade, by the way, if you're wondering. So here's the base of the new one. So this was the former one. So we did get a slight upgrade with lots of details, which I'm kind of excited about. And then you can see that the new truck, it is really relatively all the same. I don't see anything major changes. You can kind of see some additional stuff there, but not anything major. The other thing that I love that they added on with this one that was not on the original was the registration mark. So those are there, and I'm super excited about that. Hey, Gloria. Super excited about that as well. So there are some perks to the new one. We're just going to go out with a bang because we have all of our add-ons that are discontinued, that have gone away. They have retired, and we're going to just do our little ode to the vintage truck tonight and say, so long, vintage truck. We're going to roll in with a new one. So we're going to line this up with our vintage truck. You want to make sure your little hubcaps here, because we have nothing to line it up with on this old school one. We're going to line up the little hubcaps, And now I take little placement tape and I put placement tape right here and right here. This is how I know where my top part of this transfer needs to be. And again, with the new one that comes out tomorrow, you won't even have to do this part. But we are going to take this transfer and we're going to line it up on our board. Now, because I have used the Vintage Truck transfer so much, you may or may not see me fuzz. You know that if it is a brand new transfer, you do have to fuzz. So don't think that I'm not fuzzing on purpose. You do want to fuzz if it's a brand new transfer. So we're going to work with some cool, glorious, and beautiful Valentine-ish colors for this little treat that we're doing, this last vintage truck. And we are going to work first with raspberry sorbet on our base. I got to grab a new one though, because we are down to the bare bones on that one. But if you're interested in catching up with a Mystery Hostess party, we have officially started. If you're not currently a designer or working with one, I would love to have you in my Mystery Hostess party. We are doing like pre-gaming right now and doing some giveaways and different things there. You can comment party, and as soon as this live is over, I will get you hooked up with the link. But you can do that, and that would be super fantastic. We're going to have some major fun, and I have all the brand new transfers from a brand new catalog, so I'm super excited about that as well. So let me get this raspberry sorbet stirred up really quick. I'm going to put a little bit in this other jar so I can get a little bit more momentum stirring. And we're just giving this a good stir so we can get our base. So we're going to do things a little bit differently, and I normally don't demo a lot of things that are retired, and of course this retired just yesterday. But the vintage truck has been around for so long, this style, that I just felt like it needed its own going away party. So that's why we're demoing it tonight, in celebration and honor, and then just having some fun for the new one coming out. So we're going to take this raspberry sorbet Chalkology paste, and I am going to squeegee on and squeegee off this raspberry sorbet. So if you need to give your little chalk paste some love, if it's been sitting around on its shelf for a little bit, you need to use distilled water. Once you open up your Chalkology paste, it's usually good for about 6 months, although I have had them last way, 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 way longer than that. But shelf life is about 6 months. So we squeegeed on and squeegeed off. We're going to peel this up. Remember, you want to peel side to side or top to bottom. Let's get that little thing squeegeed because that's missing a little spot. Perfect. And we're going to go ahead and give that a quick dry. Now we have several moving pieces to this. I am going to be working kind of all over the board. Anytime I demo the vintage truck and I do move around the board a little bit, it's because we're trying to let stuff dry that needs to dry and then come back to it. So we're just going to dry our vintage truck base as best as we can. And once it gets dry, we're going to go up to the top and we're going to work with our words. So we're just giving this a good dry because we're going to have a top layer that we're going to be using from our retired winter add-on collection. Just making sure it's good and dry. All right, so we're going to move up to the tip top and we're going to be adding some little details for our Valentine add-on. And of course, all of these that I'm showing you tonight, they are retired. It's not to make you jealous that you don't have them. It's just we're doing paying homage to our vintage truck since it is going away and no longer available. But we're doing Cupid Farms Loads of Love. And we will use Peony Chalkology paste for this. We're doing a Valentine's edition of our little vintage truck, as we say, go so long to it. But I'm really, really excited. Our transfers, if you have not caught my lives, you can go back and watch them from the catalog release. All of the brand new catalogs, transfers are here, and I'll be demoing those in the days coming. They become available to us tomorrow at 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, and I'm really excited about that. There's Cupid Farms. So I'm going to go back down here really quick. I'm just going to feel this one more time. Make sure we're good and dry. And we're going to do one of my favorite add-ons ever of the vintage truck, and that is the winter add-on for the buffalo check. Now, I'm not a big farmhouse girl, but I love, 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 love this buffalo check on this vintage truck. So we're going to start by fuzzing this transfer really well. And one of the things that you need to make sure that you do is when we're applying this to our the transfer to our truck base, we're going to be working pretty quickly, but I'm going to show you a trick to make this pop. You want to line it up, and then you're going to press down very lightly. I usually let my squeegee do most of that work for me. I don't sit and press down and press down. I let my squeegee do the work. So I'm going to take my Peony chalk paste and I'm going to start chalking, but as I'm chalking this direction, I'm actually going to be pulling back my transfer. Our Chalkology paste is water soluble, so once you get the base underneath it wet, you want to pull this up as you go so it doesn't pull up your base layer. So we're going to start by squeegeeing on a little bit, then we're going to peel up. We'll let it fall back down. I'm not going to push down anywhere. I'm going to do the same thing here. And again, we're going to peel up. Because once you get that base layer wet with that new chalk paste, it can pull up the chalk paste. So you want to get it pulled up before it dries. We're going to keep squeegeeing on and squeegeeing off this last little bit. And peel and reveal. And there we have our gorgeous, super cute buffalo check. One of my favorite elements that is going away. It's gone, it's gone, it's gone. Part of the winter warm up, or part of the winter add-on collection. That is so cute. So, so cute. So we're going to give it a quick dry, and then we're going to start working with our truck. So the truck part is probably one of my favorite pieces to do, because there's lots of cute little elements there. And we're going to be able to show you how to do them. Now, I do things a little bit differently whenever I do my vintage truck, because I like to work and not be stressed. So that's good and dry. You want to make sure your board returns to a dry room temperature, not hot. So I have multiple copies of the vintage truck, even the old school one. So don't judge. These have been well loved. Look at that. And it still works, guys. I'm telling you. I use the heck out of my transfers, and I can still use them. So we're going to start with this one. And I'm going to line up the truck tires. Let me fold that over so I can get that out of view. So I'm going to line up the truck tires. It's lined up with a little circle. And all I'm going to do is push down here where my truck tires are. And then I want this wood piece to be pushed down as well. Now, I love placement tape. If you do not have placement tape, you can use washi tape. It is pretty much the same thing if you run out. But I'm going to take a piece of placement tape and put it right here. Right there. Then I'm going to take a piece of placement tape and put it right here. This just blocks off anything else except for the wood grain. We're going to work with that little piece in a second. And I'm going to take some placement tape and put it around. Now, you don't have to do this, and you probably could work without having to do this, but I love chalking without any stress, and I'm one of those girls that colors outside the lines. So I just like this because it's like the little bumper guards at the bowling alley. It keeps me where I'm supposed to be. So I'm just adding placement tape here, and all I'm doing is blocking off anything I don't want black, because I don't want black where I just chalked that beautiful, gorgeous pink buffalo check. Okay, so here is that. Here is that. We are going to take our black velvet Chalkology paste, and I'm going to squeegee on and squeegee off just on the tires. Again, I've already taped off what I don't want chalked, so I'm pretty free to chalk liberally down here. So just squeegee on and squeegee off. Make sure you peel up. You don't want that chalk paste to dry on your transfer. So peel up. We're going to let it fall back down. I'm going to do the same thing over here on this tire. And squeegee on and squeegee off, making sure everything's covered. I'm going to peel right here, and I'm going to let it fall. So that is our truck tires. Now, one of the cool things I want to show you that is super fun is a little wood grain look for your vintage truck here. So I'm actually going to take 2 Chalkology paste colors, and I'm going to blend them together for it to appear like it is almost a wood grain. So I'm just going to take a little bit of bark. This is like almost like a Hershey Kiss. It makes me want some chocolate. So I'm just taking a little bit of bark on my little design. And then I'm going to take a little bit of camel. Now, camel is a retired paste color. It is gone. I'm going to miss it, but it's super cute. So we're going to use that there. So all you have to do to create a wood grain look on your vintage truck is take a mini squeegee, and then you just drag across, making sure all of your stuff is covered, but it creates almost like a wood grain look. Now, you don't save a whole bunch of chalk paste, but you don't waste a whole bunch either. And we're going to peel this off. And there is your wood grain and your tires. Now, never fear, my friends. I haven't lost my mind. We're still going to chalk the vintage truck. I do things in sections just because it does make it a little bit simpler when you're working with different colors. So we're just going to give this a quick dry. Super duper cute. You'll have to let me know if you're watching this live or on a replay and you've seen the vintage truck, the new one. Do you think the new one's super cool? Because I really do. I love the bottom piece of it, the bottom element. It seems a little bit more detailed. So I'm kind of excited about it. Even though I'm sad to see this go, I am excited about the new one because new things are good too. So again, you want to have your board returned to that room temperature. Don't stick a transfer on there if it is hot. And we are going to take another copy of the vintage truck and we are going to fuzz it. And then we're going to get that chalked. So I'm going to use Couture Teal for our big part of our vintage truck. If you know me and you watch my lives enough, you know that Couture Teal is my favorite, all-time favorite Chalkology paste color. And life would not be the same if I didn't do my Ode to the Vintage Truck and use Couture Teal. I mean, it just wouldn't. So we're going to use Couture Teal for the top side. So we're just putting placement tape down. Now, again, you don't have to do this part. I do it because it makes my life so much simpler because I don't have to worry about chalking over my tires. I can just chalk and be happy. You don't have to do this part, but to me, it just makes my chalk life so much simpler, and it's a way to show people too that get scared about doing things in detail that you can take shortcuts like this and make it really simple. So we're just putting placement tape here, And again, if you don't have placement tape, you can use washi tape. You just do not want to use painter's tape. That would be not a good thing. So we're going to take our Couture Teal, and I'm going to take some dollops of some Chalkology paste and put it on my truck. And then I'm going to squeegee on and squeegee off this. So really and truly, this goes super quick. Again, I've covered my tires so it makes chalking like a real big breeze. And if I did go over, which I think I did, it's okay. I'll show you how to clean that off. So we're just squeegeeing on and squeegeeing off. Remove any excess. And we'll do the peel and reveal again. So there is our peel and reveal. And you can see I did go over. I got a little bit chalk happy right there. That's fixable. Really, really easy to fix. So all you have to do is you can take a baby wipe and wipe away that little chalk paste right there. No worries. No worries at all. All right, I'm going to put that away. And we have one last little moving piece to do this. It is our balloons, our little heart balloons. I am just loving, loving, loving this vintage truck, though. He or she is super cute. Just adorable. I mean, just adorable. We had to do an ode to the vintage truck. It was necessary. Absolutely, positively necessary. I'm just super glad that it's not going away completely, because that would have been, oh, I might have had a nervous breakdown. Just a small one. I really might have had a nervous breakdown. I just love it, love it, love it. I know transfers have to retire, but I just love this one so much. Okay, so we're going to take our hearts next. It's part of our balloon feature that is part of our vintage truck add-on from the spring collection that did go away and did retire. We're going to just marble this and make it super cute and fancy. So we're going to use Peony Chalkology paste as well as Raspberry Sorbet and just kind of marble these two colors together. So all you have to do that is exactly what we did on the wood. And that is just taking some dollops of Chalkology paste, putting them down wherever you see fit. There is no rhyme or reason to this. You just do what you feel like doing, as much or as little as the color that you want. We're going to take the other side, put our dollops of peony down, and then we're going to chalk. Super, super cute, effective way to do some chalking. So you just take your squeegee and you can just squeegee on and squeegee off. We may need a little bit more. We'll see how we do. But squeegee on and squeegee off. We need just a smidge more. Not much. Just a smidge. So again, you can do as much or as little of a color as you want to, but it just kind of creates a marbling effect. And there we have our cute balloons. And then we have our little bitty registration mark there for our balloon hearts that we have to put strings on. So we're going to dry this really quick. And our last little piece is going to be our little balloon strings. You do want to make sure that the layer part is dry, because we are going to have to stick a transfer on top of it. We don't have to push it down really, but we need to be able to layer our transfer. So we're going to take this little balloon string and We line it up with the little registration mark right there. So we have that one. I'm just trying to see good. Sometimes it's hard to see when you're in a shadow. So we have that one. And the other thing that we don't want to do is chalk below where our truck is. So all I'm going to do is just take a piece of placement tape and we're going to end the strings right there. So we are going to go ahead and get this chalked using our black Chalkology paste. And again, it's just a little fine detail, but it's so important, so crucial. So we have our little balloon hearts floating there. And there we have our little cute vintage truck. Now, we do want to remove the little registration mark. So all you have to do for that one is we'll make sure we dry this little string really quick. And then all you have to do is take a little popsicle stick, or you can even use a baby wipe if you want to, and just knock it off or wipe it off. And there you have it. So, my friends, there is our ode to the vintage truck. I'm going to flip you back around for just a second. And, oh my goodness. It makes my heart happy and it makes my heart sad all at the same time. This is officially the last time I'm going to demo this live on Facebook, unless I decide to do something for Watts of Love. So this one is just one of those things that is near and dear to my heart. I've been chalking this for almost 3 years and I absolutely love this transfer. But the cool thing is we're going to get a new one. We have a new one, comes out tomorrow. And we can look forward to some cool things with our vintage truck cutout and then all the brand new transfers that happen. So again, if you're live watching this or on a replay and you want to join in my mystery hostess party, as long as you're not an independent designer or working with one, because I don't want to steal anybody away from anybody, you are more than welcome to come and join in my mystery hostess party as we kick off some amazing giveaways during this launch that officially happens tomorrow. I am so super excited. Again, our catalog launches tomorrow, February the 2nd. All the gloriness. I mean, we have so many new transfers. I don't even know where to start. It's kind of a little bit overwhelming, but I'm super excited to be able to share those with you here on this business page. So like me, follow me, and I promise we will have a good time together. Y'all have a blessed and amazing Monday night, and I look forward to talking with you very soon. Thanks for watching, and thanks for tuning in for Ode to the Vintage Truck. It was a great one, and I appreciate all of you. Thanks so much, guys. Have a good one.